Hello there, you guys, and welcome back to part 2 of the Gavotte and the Musette on the Old Masters series, and a special warm welcome to those of you on Patreon. This is your weekly lesson video, and for those of you on YouTube, also a special warm welcome to you too, and thank you so much for watching. You're just watching this a lot later, and I hope you enjoy it too. So the link to the piece that we're going to be looking at today is on Patreon in your post description. It's also in the YouTube description as well. It just goes to imslp, and don't forget, since we're on the viola, to click on the transcriptions tab, and you'll see that there's a viola transcription for this. And there's also piano music that goes along with this too, so you're missing half of the beauty of this piece if you're not playing it with your pianist friends out there. And also, just a quick little note that I would really love to see you at our virtual studio circle at the end of the month, for you to play some of this if you'd like, or to just come and give a little bit of support. Just come and bring yourself with a cup of tea and just listen to some of our beautiful community play through some things they've been practicing. You can find that on either the Take the Cake tier or the virtual studio circle tea, or the tea party, I don't know. There's 4 tiers on Patreon. I would love to see you there. So today we're going to take a look at the second half, which is not technically halfway through the page itself. It's where the key change is. So let's take a look at let's count together line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, line 6. And kind of towards the end of line 6, you're going to see that we shift into 2 naturals and 1 flat. So we're just naturalizing the 2 sharps that we were just playing, and we're going to switch into 1 flat. And if you remember correctly, the order of the flats is the reverse order of the sharps. So what's the order of the sharps? Father Charlie goes down and eats breakfast. So the order of the flats begins with breakfast, and then eats, and then and. But you can just remember it with just the word bead, B-E-A-D, so bead. And typically you're not going to be encountering a lot of music that goes beyond 4 flats. They do exist, but after that you would just have to remember G, C, F. So bead, G, C, F. So we have a B flat in this little musette today, and this is a lot trickier. And so I just want to point out that you don't necessarily have to play the double stop if you're really struggling with that. You can just play the melodic line. The double stop is the melodic line plus this 1 drone-like note that we're holding along with the melodic line. So just to illustrate it, I'm going to play that for you without the drone to start with, and then I'll also play it for you with the drone, but I just want you to hear how it goes kind of both ways. So before I do, we're going to be getting our hand pattern for B flat. So we are here on the C string. You'd have C, a whole step to D, whole step to E, half step to F, whole step to G. And on the G string, you have a G, A, B flat, C, D. So on the C string, we have this basic hand pattern. That's the easy one. And then over here, we have this low 2 hand pattern, which we all love so much, this low 2 hand pattern. And then on the D string, it's the same, D, E, F natural, G, A. So another low 2. And on the A string, you have to reach back with first finger, but everything else stays the same. So it's actually a really big reach. Can you see that? It's a really big reach back to that B flat, whole step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E. So we have 3 hand patterns. We've got the basic hand pattern, low 2, and then on the A string, you have this low 1 followed by all whole steps. All right, so let's give it a try. I'm going to play it for you with just the melody. So I'm going to start, you can see if you look at the page, the melody is on the lower option of the 2 notes of the double stop. So rather than playing the note A for the whole time, I'm going to just play those notes on the C string to start with. So, and I'll play them all separate bows. And then the melody switches to the D string. I'm still holding the drone if I was playing it, playing the double stop, and I'm going to just play the melody here on the D string. Reach up a half half step. If I can do it, you can do it. And then we swing over to the C string again for the melody. I'm going to continue onward. So here's the melody on the next part. Then the melody goes back down to the C string. Let's use fourth finger for that little G there. Put a 4 there. It's very magical and very different sounding than the first half. But you know what? Often these little dances, they come together in pairs and they're contrasting pairs just to have a little bit of fun, a little shake up the dance, you know. So let's take a look at this first part together. The first part meaning in this musette, we have 2 different sections that repeat. So we're looking at the first section that repeats. I'm going to play it for you with the double stop. And why don't you play the melody along with me if you can. You can just do that all separate bows, it doesn't matter. So here we go. My first finger is on both of these strings for the note A, and then the melody over here. Wish me luck. Let's see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Forgot to hold the double stop with that. I think that's the typo. So continue the double stop even though it's not written there. Continuing on. And if you're on Patreon, in my little notes there, I've made a note in green to set your first finger on both of those strings. So even though we don't play the first finger on both strings, we eventually will. So you're gonna put first finger there at the same time that you cross over to the third finger. So you can see 1 is there and also 3 is there at the same time. Let's get oriented. There we go. For that moment right there. If your first finger is already there, it makes your life so much easier. Let's go to the second half, and we're gonna start mezzo forte, so a little bit louder. And once again, feel free to just play the melody along with me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'm sorry. You can do that same little trick where we set the first finger on both strings, starting 1, 2, 3, 4.5 measures before the end there. Put your first finger on those 2 bottom notes there, or the 2 bottom strings. That way it's already there for you. So I told you, it's kind of tricky the second half. There's one other thing I just want to point out, and that's the fact that sometimes you have in parentheses the number 2 times pianissimo, and that just means that the second time on the repeat you're going to play it really quietly. So just watch out for that. And I think the last thing for us to look at is actually in the very last measure of the song. There's DC al fine written. So that means, you might remember what it means. What does it mean? Da capo, back to the top, and then to the fine. So if I was to play the last little bit again. the top. You would play all the way through, take all the repeats, and you would end at the fine. Remember where the fine is? We circled it last time. It's right before the key change happens. It's the end of that first section in line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I am happy that it's you and not me that's toiling away with this one. I will see you next time. And thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you enjoyed the class. And I hope that you'll check out the little Patreon links below. Come and join our little musical community there. Take it up a notch. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you.